Okay, we are looking at this warm-up here, and we are trying to describe the pattern that we see within each sequence of numbers. So we have in our first set of numbers, 5, 7, 9. So if we continue this pattern, we should be noticing here that we are adding 2 each time. So 5 plus 2, that's 7. 7 plus 2, that's 9. So then we would just want to add 2 more again. So that would give us 11. And then you want to get the next number in the sequence. So you were writing the next 2 numbers for that sequence. Here we're looking at the pattern. So far, we've only talked about arithmetic sequences, which is what we did in the first semester of algebra. So now if we look here, from 4 to 8, I'm adding 4. From 8 to 16, I'm adding 16. So we're not actually adding a consistent amount, but instead what we're doing is we are multiplying by 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And then we can do 16 times 2. That would give us 32. And then we can multiply by 2, and that would give us our next number in the sequence. So you're going to write the next 2 numbers there as well. Here you should notice that you're adding. Oh, we're not adding a consistent amount, or you could say that you're adding a consistent amount, but we're actually adding a negative. Or you could also describe this as 15. What would we subtract from that to get 10? Okay. Or we can say adding the negative. So adding -5, adding -5 to get the next pattern. And then here, if it also looks like our numbers are decreasing in size, so we can take our calculator. If you're not really sure, 54, how I get 18 from that, it might be easier to look at 18, how do I get 6? So from 18 to get 6, we are dividing by 3. But when we look at sequences, I like to look at them as what are we actually multiplying by? So we're multiplying by a fraction. So instead of saying divide by 3, we could say multiplying by 1/3. So if we look here in our calculator, 54, if I multiply that by 1/3, I'm getting 18. Move this over a little bit. We can multiply that by 1/3 again. We're getting 6. We're going to multiply that by 1/3 again. That gives us 2, and then you would multiply by 1/3 again. And that will give you a fractional answer, and that's okay.